content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. And that's okay. It's okay to be your authentic self with no malicious intention. I say that respectfully. I truly appreciate time to the genuine ones with no malicious intentions. Just because someone gave up on you or overlooked you, don't give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. To the genuine ones with no malicious intentions, I truly hope that you continue to find peace within, regardless to your upbringing, regardless to if you're having a good day, a bad day, or a misunderstanding day. You matter and you are worthy. Never get discouraged because someone lacks self-confidence. Never get discouraged because someone has self-esteem problems. And I say that respectfully. Regardless of your upbringing, all you always knew how to do was just be your authentic self with no malicious intentions. You wasn't trying to relate to nobody else but you and be your authentic self. You was far from a copycat. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, and I say that respectfully. I'm not aging you with love, respect, and I'm the original owner of all my content, and I say that respectfully. I do not energy harvest off innocent people's energy. I do not steal anyone's destiny or identity. And I do not play with sport in a toxic way. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. You ever got lost in your words? Only for you to realize that God didn't reject you, even when you couldn't even see. You ever thank God in advance for all the obstacles that was placed in front of you, even when you couldn't see? When everybody on the outside point of view wanted you to give up, but God truly chose you. My content is not for everyone. It's not. She was dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD. You put a name in your book when it comes to your mental health. Here they labeled you a number. But during your process, you was thanking God in advance, allowing you to heal to go within. It wasn't a walk in the park to remove that mask to go within. Chaos and confusion, disturbing your own peace because you was hurting yourself with your own words. Didn't know how to choose you, but God was truly guiding you when you least expected. You're so thankful to be able to see another day. Even when days when folks rejected you, trying to project pain. Things will never be the same when it comes to your world, because you truly understand your reality today. Trauma and pain. You were supposed to be your own worst enemy. Yeah, you. They would never understand how you overcome the pain that was truly endured within you from a child point of view. You wasn't trying to hurt nobody. He was trying to better you. Even days when you couldn't even see. It was so many wounds holding you back. But God wasn't rejecting you because you allowed you to choose you. God showed you it was going to be uncomfortable to truly see your worth, not to overlook you. With time comes change and change comes growth. You allowed yourself to better yourself, to understand that, hold on one second. You truly understand your worth. The lack of self-awareness that don't live within you today. You truly know how it feels for someone to try to discourage you when they try to project pain. But you always understood that he even exchanged that one day I'm going to become my best self-vision of myself. Because God has truly guided me when I least expected to believe in my faith. Regardless of how the outside point of view truly looks at me. I didn't have to have malicious intentions to cause chaos and confusion. I was just trying to choose me. It was obstacles that was placed in front of you. It was supposed to hold you back to see your self-reflection. They would never understand how God truly picked you up that day in the most healthiest way. It was truly a life lesson. Dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD. You wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone cloud chasing when you was truly homeless that day. When folks laughed at your pain and closed the door in your face, you truly understood an even exchange. Hold on one second. I choose me when they overlook me. I choose me to find peace within. Regardless of my situation. Because God is still being patient with me. How God closed certain doors in your life they would never understand. Hold on one second. You were truly the blessing to understand a lesson. It was truly your reality, your existence. Had you truly paying attention to go with that, you couldn't get lost in someone's words, let alone get discouraged. Because you knew how that hurt truly felt. Even days when you couldn't see. Loving yourself to better yourself. Overlooking yourself, you can't reject yourself. Because God said not to become your own worst enemy another day. Because God truly allows you the hill to go with that. He would never understand your vision. How that job opportunity didn't work out for all the right reasons. But God truly made something happen when you least expected. They would truly not understand your point of view. That child that was truly that child that was sexually assaulted. You ever told somebody your story and they couldn't relate to you? Regardless to where you was in your point in your life. And folks that just know how to treat you right. You wasn't trying to use an excuse at the end of the day what you've been through. But it's like, dang. How do I express myself without projecting pain? When everybody looks at you the same. You ever been compared to somebody's light? Only to realize, hold on one second. Regardless of what I've been through, I still knew how to respect my neighbor even when they didn't know how to treat me right. Childhood trauma was truly your invention. Childhood trauma was truly your vision. They will not understand your walk of life. Dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD. Folks not treating you right. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. It's not, and that's okay. But when you express yourself, don't get lost in your words. When you express yourself, be patient with your time. And always remember, everybody's not supposed to be part of your journey. And that's okay. So don't hurt yourself with words. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. I'm not judging you on love, respect. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process. It's not. It's a lot of individuals that don't know how to express themselves. They feel stuck, feel short of, hold on one second. I don't want to shortchange myself of a conversation at the end of the day, only for my neighbor to turn around at the end of the day to have malicious intentions to kick me down, or let alone discourage me. Because this type of stuff happens every single day. When you least expect it in the most unhealthiest way. How some people feel that, hey, comparing your trauma at the end of the day Certain folks will start putting themselves in secret competition with you. And you start to reevaluate yourself and say, hold on 1 second, I didn't ask for this today. How can I express myself without my neighbor kicking me down? How do I express myself without causing chaos and confusion or being misled or being misunderstood? My content is not for everyone. It's not. When the right people show up in your life, respect is a two-way street. They're not going to cause chaos and confusion when it comes to you truly expressing yourself. And I say that respectfully. How you feel comfortable expressing yourself within, and you sit across somebody that truly respects you, they truly hear you, and they truly see you, not to overlook you. It's a big difference, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And no, it's not a crime to express yourself. And especially when you don't have malicious intentions. And especially when you're not putting yourself in secret competition with the next person at the end of the day. When it comes to their trauma and their pain. My content is not for everyone. And that's okay. Some people have a hard time expressing themselves. Some people don't know how to express themselves. Because some people feel like, okay, well, I expressed myself to all the wrong people in my journey. It's like, dang, I don't want to have that pointless conversation with somebody at the end of the day only for them to try to discourage me. My content is not for everyone. So just be mindful and wise when expressing yourself, when you're coming to the terms of, hey, I'm healing my trauma and pain, and I want someone to truly hear me, not to overlook me. Because people say, hey, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you. But then they overlook you. And then they turn around and disrespect you. Then they turn around and have malicious intentions. And then they turn around and throw it in your face. And then they sit there and turn around and manipulate you. And then they sit there and turn around and have so much negative to say about you. All because you expressed yourself. And then that's what makes you feel like, hold on 1 second, my back is against the wall. How do I express myself? I just want to understand a heathen exchange. So when I know I come out my comfort zone, I know how to relate to someone that actually shows up for me. My content is not for everyone. As long as you're respectful and you don't have malicious intentions, just be mindful and wise when expressing yourself, and I say that respectfully. Because not everybody is meant to sit at your table. Not everybody is meant to be part of your journey, and that is okay. Somebody you can know for 10, 20 years. They say they hear you, but they're overlooking you. Then you come across a stranger in the street at the end of the day, and hold on 1 second. They truly bring you peace within. That comfort that you was looking for to actually express yourself. And that person didn't have to manipulate you, disrespect you in the process of actually allowing yourself to actually express yourself. My content is not for everyone. And it's not a crime to thank God in advance. And especially when you're not trying to sell your soul. And you don't have malicious intentions, and you're not trying to manipulate folks. And you're truly going within to be really thankful and blessed for everything that's happening in your life. And it's not just the spirit of the moment, hey, I'm going to thank God just because, but I forgot is many other days out of the year. So don't get lost in someone's words when it comes to expressing yourself and thanking God in advance. And know you're not stupid to express yourself. And I say that respectfully. Someone said, am I wrong for saying I want to thank God in advance? Because someone doesn't understand your love language, don't dim your light. Because when you realize at the end of the day, certain folks is not supposed to be part of your journey, because they're not going to treat you right when you say, you know what? I'm changing me for the better. I don't think I'm better than somebody, but I'm showing up for me. And God is showing up for me. And God has showed me during my journey the obstacles that was placed in front of me that was supposed to cause chaos and confusion to disturb my peace. Pick me up when I least expected. It allowed me to see that I am truly the blessing to myself. So no, you're not wrong for thanking God in advance. And I say that respectfully. And there's never a right or wrong way to pray. And I say that respectfully. I don't know who needs to hear that. And especially when you feel like, oh, am I praying the right way? You don't always have to pick up a book to pray. So never allow someone to manipulate you and make you feel like, hey, well, if you don't pick up the Bible today, if you don't pick up this book, if you don't pick up that book, you're not doing it the right way. Because that's not the case. And I say that respectfully. It's that bond that you have with God personally that can't nobody take away from you. So continue to thank God in advance, and don't get lost in your words or get discouraged because someone didn't know how to treat you right, or they don't respect you. They took your kindness or weakness to disrespect you and make you feel like you wasn't worthy of choosing you. Regardless of your sexual orientation, your disability, your age, your religion, or your culture, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. In regards to your sexual orientation, and especially if you don't have malicious intentions, it's a big difference when having malicious intentions and not having malicious intentions. And when you don't have malicious intentions and you're using the word God properly, because God is not for sale and God is not manipulation. Continue choosing you when the outside world overlooks you. They disrespect you and say, how can God possibly favor you? How can God possibly show up for you? It's certain doors that was closed in your life for all the right reasons, for all the right protection. It was days where you didn't know where you was going to sleep. It was days where you didn't have money in your pocket. It was days when certain folks closed the door in your face and you didn't have to lie and manipulate anybody. You was just trying to get you together. And God saw you through your journey because you chose you. You allowed you to choose you, not to overlook you. So when you thank God in advance, hold on one second. God is always in the room. And I say that respectfully. God is always in the room. I'm going to say this respectfully. I don't know who needs to hear this, but never get discouraged when it comes to your dreams truly coming true. Regardless if they said you're too small, you're too big, that you're not worthy of choosing you. Because they labeled you before getting to know you. And no, you wasn't wrong for speaking up for yourself when someone tried to discourage you. No, you wasn't. Because at the end of the day, you gave a little dose of their home medicine. They need to have a seat. Because you didn't have to do anything to anybody besides be your authentic self to relate to you. The lane that God put you in. And they sat there and said, hey, I'm going to kick you down and discourage you. But God picked you up how many times to show you how many times you can elevate and prosper and become your best self vision of yourself, even days when you couldn't see. They would never understand your walk of life and what you had to deal with. And especially when you wasn't doing it for likes and views, let alone clout chasing. How when God protected you from the enemy. How when God showed you what the enemy looks like up close in person. It was truly a reality. How when certain folks lied on your name and wanted to have controlling issues when it came to you, when it came to your past, and they're not in your reality today. Because God closed that door for all the right reasons. God removed those keys out of your hand because those doorknobs don't exist anymore. Because God redirected you because God had the will, her hands on the well for you. If God installed a gift within you, if God installed a light within you for you to love you, do not ever get discouraged. And I say that respectfully. When someone sits there and says, hey, God is not favoring you. God don't deal with stuff like that because of your sexual orientation. But days when you couldn't see, days when you wasn't able to provide a meal for yourself or for your loved ones, God made a way. God said, not this job opportunity for you. I see something better for you. I'm closing this door for all the right reasons. I'm redirecting you. They would never understand how you truly chose yourself to go within. You saw the red flag for what it was when it came to that unhealthy relationship. God was showing you. You prayed, and you asked God for a sign, and God gave you the strength to walk away. Because someone had a hand problem, saying that they loved you, but they looked at you like you was a punching bag. When they physically, emotionally, and would try to make you unstable, to make you become your own worst sinner because they had controlling issues. They wanted to manipulate you, psych your thought process, your fear of your pockets, and your eyesight. You said, I'm not staying around. Because you understood your boundaries to have self-respect for yourself. And you didn't have to disrespect somebody when they disrespected you. And God said you've been through enough. And God removed you and relocated your family. Everybody's walk of life is different. And I say that respectfully. Or when it came to that guardian that was supposed to protect and love you, but they showed you nothing but the lack of love. They disrespected you where they felt like it. They threw spirit at you in a toxic way. They mentally, verbally, physically, emotionally abused you from a child point of view up into your adulthood. God removed you. You forgave, but God said, no, I'm not going to allow you to continue to go through chaos and confusion and for someone to feel like when they want to pick and choose and abuse you. I have to protect your peace so you can prosper in life, so you can be able to catch your blessings left or right. Regardless of how the outside world looks at you at the end of the day. You didn't have to have malicious intentions. You didn't have to disrespect anybody. You knew how to respect folks, then when they didn't know how to respect you. And God closed that door for all the right reasons. Everybody's journey is different. And I say that respectfully. God said you've been through enough. And when God removes you from that situation, because the enemy tries to kick you down and try to discourage you, they would never understand how you allowing us to become your best self vision of yourself, to truly make yourself proud. The energy is different. You don't have any hate or animosity within you. You forgave whatever they did to you, but they just couldn't be part of your life anymore. Every time you turn around, you're in the hospital because you got high blood pressure. Now it's getting worse because now things is going on within your body because now you're getting sick. Trying to hold yourself together to hold on to somebody that don't want to hold on to you. All they want to do is abuse you. Everybody's walk of life is different, and I say that respectfully. Just because you didn't come from a household with folks that mentally and verbally did not abuse you don't mean somebody else did not have to go through that. Because someone did experience that. Just because you didn't have a guardian that didn't have to play with spirit, somebody else experienced that. Everybody's household was different. And I say that respectfully. It's not that someone is holding on to extra unnecessary baggage than they forgave their past. And God allowed them to mentally heal. But God said, I'm not going to allow them to drain you if I got something better for you. Regardless of these people about to come into your life, they not family related or not, they going to love you and respect you with no malicious intentions. It's going to be a bond that you never had before in your life. The energy is different. My content is not for everyone. It's not. It's one thing to forgive and move forward with folks that's not repeating the same cycles. But then when you have people repeating the same toxic cycles, you gotta let go. You're not a child no more, you're an adult. And when that behavior is being brought into your life as an adult, you're not trying to get sucked out your own free will. Because someone still has excuses why they don't know how to respect or love you. And they do it intentionally. That energy is different. It is. Everybody's walk of life is different. And I say that respectfully. Because you do have family members, you do have those loved ones, you do have those relationships with people, they actually change. They're not the same people they was 20 years ago. They're not the same people they was 40 years ago. People grew up and understood maturity. Yeah, I know what I did to you. We on the same page today. We forgave each other, or whatever the case may be. But we're not doing the same movement we did past tense. That energy hits different. When someone can actually bring peace into your life and mean what they say, actions speak louder than words, that energy hits different. And I say that respectfully. Everybody's walk of life is different. It is. You can have a parent that was an addict, that abandoned you as a child, but then they got their self together, and they would never want to miss a day in your life because they don't want to see you frown. All they want to do is see you smile. They already saw so many frown days when they wasn't present. They heard and felt how much pain you was already enduring from a child point of view. So they walked into your life not to cause you chaos and confusion, because they did it when you was a child. It's a big difference when someone says, hey, I changed and I mean what I say. Actions speak louder than words. That's all you got to see my action. I can't talk anymore. And then when you see the action, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, you see progress. You see someone at the end of the day is willing to change. Someone is willing to show up for you. Someone is actually choosing you. Someone is actually being genuine. Hey, are you okay today? They picking up the phone. Those I love you sound so different compared to when you never heard them before. Or when you did hear it, it didn't mean anything to you. Because how can you hurt me at the end of the day and say you love me? That energy is different. My content is not for everybody. And then you have those guardians at the end of the day, regardless to if they was on substance or not, that actually don't change. And you can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do. And that's kick you down and disrespect you, or play with Spork in a toxic way to manipulate the outside world to paint a picture of somebody that you truly not. And I say that respectfully because everybody's walk of life is different. It is. You have those family members, or whatever the case may be, that are very manipulative. And you would be so surprised. Hold on 1 second. Like, I knew this person for so many years, but but regardless of what they show you, that's not what you experience. But someone else experienced another side of them that you would never see. Because certain folks, then they will put on a good show. And they're really a bad actor. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. So when God comes in and God is showing you, hold on 1 second, I'm allowing this door to be open. This access is for people who's truly for you. But when I close this door, you got to understand what rejection looks like for your protection. Because if I'm trying to elevate you, if I'm trying to show you that you are worthy, I can't allow someone to dim your light. I've been working on you for so long so you can treat you right. The energy is different. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Just because you didn't deal with a dysfunctional family member or you didn't deal with a toxic family member, or you didn't deal with a disrespectful family member, or you didn't deal with a narcissist family member, does not mean at the end of the day, somebody else's household was totally different from yours. So no, they're not slow, stupid, and retarded for expressing themselves. And no, yeah, it sounds crazy, actually, what they endured, but it's called respect, neighbor. And I say that respectfully. It's called respect. It's one thing when someone is getting their life together. And it's a different thing when someone doesn't want to. And there's a big difference when someone's saying, hey, I'm getting my life together, but behind closed doors, they're wearing a mask. Up close in person, they're wearing a mask, but you would never be able to see. But that person, whatever they experienced and what they endured from that person, was their experience. And God saw what they was doing behind closed doors. When God picked this person up, when God is trying to elevate somebody and help them mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, and I say that respectfully, certain individuals would not understand that, hey, well, hold on one second. No, you cannot control me today. No, you cannot manipulate me today. No, you cannot disrespect me when you pick and choose when you want to. You can have the whole community go against me. That's okay. But my heavenly mother, my heavenly father got my back. And I didn't have to have malicious intentions at the end of the day. The energy is different. It's so many adults and children, and I say this respectfully, that have been verbally abused, emotionally abused, physically abused by the hands of people that were supposed to protect and love them. But when God removes certain individuals out of certain people's life, they understood the lesson. A baby prayed within praying, asked for a new home. That baby had a home, but that wasn't a home. They said, what's the definition of a home? A roof over your head, right? But what happens when there's so much chaos and confusion in that household? That baby's being overlooked. That baby's being abused. That baby's being disrespected. You gonna say that baby's supposed to just deal with it? That baby can't be focused when they go to school. Every single day that teacher's calling home, what's going on with your child? That baby sits down with the counselor. The counselor can't get through to this child. Now the first thing they want to do is label this baby to be somebody they truly not. Now they want to diagnose the baby. That was only the enemy talking. Because God didn't set that up like that. God removed that baby out of that household. And put that baby with another family member that was going to love and cherish that baby. Because this type of stuff happens every single day. In some cases, some children don't make it. In some cases, some children are just an untold story. They were just labeled a number. And God gave that baby a name. Not everybody's fit to be parents. They're not. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But to those parents that would never put their child in a situation of harm's way, respect to you. It's people that's out here psyching their children out their own free will. It's people that don't even care about their own children. And you had an upbringing. It wasn't perfect. But all you said was you're going to be the perfect parent to your baby. And you're going to do everything that it takes to be your best self vision to them and love them. And let them know that, hey, I love you. You're going to make sure that. And especially the things that you saw around you, and especially your upbringing. Because there's a lot of parents, from a child point of view, when they went into their adulthood, they said, when I have a child one day, I would never put my child through what I've been through. Never. And a lot of mothers and a lot of fathers meant what they said and said what they meant. They didn't pick and choose who they was going to cater to. They showed up for all of their children, not just one, not just two. They showed up for all of their children, how many children they had. And I say that respectfully because everybody's not the same. Regardless if things didn't work out with the other parent, that child still got loved. If it wasn't from both parents, it was from one of the parents. And I say that respectfully because some people, parents, they pass on. Or some people, parents, they abandon them. My content is not for everybody. You know, especially when you're not given a handbook as to how to be a parent, but you go off how you feel emotionally and what you experience as a child, which you don't want to do to yours. It's not that you want to be your child's friend, because people get those conversations mixed up. And I say that respectfully. Because there are a lot of respectful children in this world. A lot. That respect their mother and their father. Regardless to their upbringing or regardless to the community they live in. It's sad to see how a group of folks at the end of the day makes it look bad for everybody else, and that's not the case. Because everybody is not the same. They're not. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. But God is not manipulation. God is not for sale. God is not malicious intentions. And your soul is not for sale. It's not. You're so strong. You're so brave. You overcame so many battles. Regardless of your age. Down to being sick. Down to the lack of love. Respect. You put a name in your book. It's not easy choosing yourself. And especially when you feel like, okay, well, I fixed one thing, now I gotta fix something else. I fixed one thing, now I gotta fix something else. Or every time you feel like you're turning around, something is always going on in your household. Something is always going on. This is happening, that's happening, this is happening, that's happening. And you feel like things is not working in your favor. But God always makes a way. So stop overlooking you because someone didn't know how to choose you. Stop overlooking you because someone didn't see greatness within you. So don't hurt yourself with your own words, and I say that respectfully. If they gave up on, overlooked you, God chose you and you allowed you to choose you. And I say that respectfully. You know, be mindful and wise when getting lost in someone's words like the enemy. Because the enemy is sent in to discourage you. The enemy is sent in to break your peace, the little bit of peace that you're trying to endure within you to find you. When God is trying to walk into your life to protect you, God is trying to elevate you. to allow you to believe in your faith that you are worthy, regardless of what obstacle is placed in front of you. Yes, it's going to be a challenge, but hold on one second. You are worthy of showing up for you. You know your love language. You found the love within that you created within for you. Even when you didn't know how to love yourself, you're still being patient with choosing you to love you properly. You're still being patient with you when it comes to finding peace within. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But loving yourself is not a crime, regardless of your sexual orientation. And I say that respectfully. You are worthy of choosing you. You are worthy of continuing to be patient with you, because God is still being patient with you when you least expect it. And I say that respectfully. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process. Everybody's walk of life is different. It is. But you are worthy, especially when you don't have malicious intentions. So it's not a crime to be thankful in advance that, hold on one second, God allowed me to find peace within. God challenged me to choose me. I had to understand, I had to get out of that mindset of the old mentality, the old me. Especially if I want to say I want to become my best self vision of myself, to truly elevate. Removing that mask that was truly holding you back. God said, no, I'm not going to allow you to become your worst enemy another day. You're praying within praying, asking God to show up. And God is trying to guide you. Even when folks is trying to disturb your peace, you allowed yourself to go within. That childhood trauma was real. A lot of people would never understand what you actually endured, regardless if you speak about it all day long. They would not understand. Being sexually assaulted as a child, nobody protected you. That's trauma alone itself. A lot of people don't make it to see another day. Some people cite themselves at their own free will. Or some people lose their lives in the hands of the people who did it to them. Discrimination, violence, hate crime. You put a name to your book. They sat there and labeled you a number from a child point of view. They wanted you to be put in a straight body jacket. From a child point of view. This same mindset went into your adulthood. So you could become your worst enemy. Dealing with dysfunctional folks became the norm, and is not the norm. That was only the enemy's doing. To discourage you. For you to be stuck. So you won't elevate. The enemy had control over the will for so long when it came to your narrative. But when God is trying to show up and show you, hold on one second, I gotta protect you. You may not understand what's going on right now, but believe in your faith. I'm gonna guide you your way. You gotta understand what a red flag looks like up close in person. What a rejection looks like up close in person. You can't keep trying to open a door that doesn't open. It says cautious for all the right reasons. Those keys don't work anymore because God changed the locks a long time ago. When it comes to your past, it's not that you're running from your past, but God allows you to heal from your past. God is allowing you to choose to heal from your past. God is allowing you to see, hold on one second. The next door of your journey is for you to elevate. The next part of your journey is for you to catch your blessings. The next part of your journey is you actually finding peace within. And you didn't have to cause chaos and confusion in nobody's life. All you had to do was just be yourself. That alone itself will bother someone's spirit. That alone itself will bother someone's mental state, to have them go into the mindset of wanting to kick you down. They will sit there and put you in secret competition. They will sit there and manipulate you to get a reaction out of you. They will sit there and try to psych at your thought process, your feet in your pockets, and your eyesight, and paint you out to be something you're truly not. Gang stalking was really real. Spell work is really real. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to go tick for tack with anybody. Because they didn't want you to recognize your smile, how God was truly showing up for you in your life. You getting you right, mentally, physically, emotionally. Days when you couldn't even see. You see how God turned that wheel around? They would never understand. Hold on one second. You went through that. You went through that phase of being homeless. That in the most unhealthiest way. Things you had to experience and endure during your journey. How God covered you and protected you from the enemy. When someone was trying to probably attack you, God sent the angel into your life when you least expected. Hold on one second. Not today, not on my time, not on my clock. My heavenly mother, my heavenly father said no. And then God showed you, hold on one second, I got to redirect you. They would never understand why they can't touch you, why they can't manipulate you, why they can't control you. Because that was God's rejection for God's protection for all the right direction. When it came to you. You didn't think he was better than nobody. He wasn't trying to hurt anybody. My content is not for everyone. It's not. When that doctor, the enemy, diagnosed you and said that you ain't gonna make it to see a couple of years or whatever the case may be, whatever your diagnosis was. You almost sat there and psyched yourself out your own free will. Everybody's walk of life is different. You said, you know what, I give up. I can't do this. I don't have the proper support. I'm there for everybody else, but everybody kicks me down. I'm a real like Papa alone. I don't have nobody when I'm going through my trying times, especially something like this, being diagnosed by the doctor. But that was nothing but the enemy talking. Because when God stepped in and God overheard what was going on, God said, hold on one second. I didn't diagnose you with that. So I'm going to remove that. I'm going to hail you. Follow these orders that I'm giving you, and you're going to be all right. And when you least expect it, you went to the doctor the next time around or whatever the case may be, they trying to figure out, hold on one second, why is this, I diagnosed you, but it's not there anymore. The doctor's sitting there saying, well, whatever it is that you're doing, continue to do it, and you don't have to see me ever again. Because that's how God works. The enemy is a different type of format. And I say that respectfully. When you almost just gave up on you, but God didn't give up on you. You didn't understand patience at the time, but God changed your mind. And you moving forward during your journey, you understood, hold on one second. I got to be patient with me. I can't overlook me. I can't hurt myself with my own words. If God keeps showing up for me, God going to show for me every time. Because when you least expect it, it went from one situation to another situation, then another situation, then another situation. Hold on one second. God does work. My God works. And I didn't have to have malicious intentions. I didn't have to sell my soul. That energy is different. It does. They would never understand your vision. But that's okay. Continue to believe in your faith. Because you walk by faith, not by sight. It's not that you think you're better than somebody, but you overcame. Because there's so many people who were diagnosed by the enemy's hands. And God said, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I didn't give that child that diagnosis. I didn't give my child that diagnosis. You know, when choosing yourself, never get lost in someone's words because they feel like, hold on one second, you think you're better than somebody, and you don't even carry yourself that way. Not even a little bit. You don't even carry yourself that way. You know how to respect your neighbor regardless to what you're going through in your journey. And I say that respectfully. You ask God to remove certain individuals out of your life. God did such a thing. God saw what they was doing behind closed doors. They wasn't no good. And you didn't have to manipulate God either because God saw what they was doing. Because once God rejected that door and rejected them folks at the end of the day to send them a different direction, God showed you how to reject you as well too. And I say that respectfully. So you're more aware what a red flag looks like up close in person, so you don't have to relive what you endured. My content is not for everyone. It's not. So yes, it's okay to thank God in advance. Yes, it's okay to know at the end of the day that, hold on one second, I don't have to pick up a Bible and read a scripture out the Bible to have a bond with God. It's not a proper way to pray. But if my God hears me and things is actually working out in my favor, I must be doing something right in the most healthiest way. Because I'm not out here kicking my neighbor down when God is trying to pick them up. I'm far from a hate. I ain't got envy in my bloodline at the end of the day. Because God is leading me to become my best self-vision of myself in my own lane. And I don't have to discourage my neighbor, to disrespect my neighbor, to kick them down when God is picking them up. Because God wants everybody to elevate. That energy is different. So be mindful and wise when judging a book by its cover, and I say that respectfully. And especially when someone ain't got malicious intentions towards you, and you're sitting there saying, hold on one second, God is working in my favor. But you're sitting there kicking your neighbor down when God is trying to pick them up. It takes a community to respect each other. It takes a community to bring peace. It takes a community to realize at the end of the day, the enemy distracted of us so long and wanted us to be divided for so long. And that's not how God created us to be. But everybody's not meant to be part of your journey, and that is okay. But respect is a two-way street. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. And be mindful of these karmics that disrespects you. Sit there and say, oh, don't nobody deal with you. First of all, you idiot, jackass. No, it's the thought process for me. God removes certain folks for certain reasons to elevate them. So they don't have to be around the chaos and confusion. And I say that respectfully. So be mindful and wise when you're allowing a karmic in your energy and you're allowing a karmic around you at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. You know, your sanctuary. Because a karmic is the most biggest haters of them all. It don't matter about your sexual orientation, your disability, your age, your religion, or your culture. When they see your anointings, when they see that God is truly favoring you, they can't be you. So they try to kick you down and disrespect you to get a reaction, only to realize, hold on one second, they shortchanged themselves when it came to lack of common sense. And then they sit there and take notes to try to be like you and only realize they can't maintain you. The idea of being you, because God is elevating you every single day. They could fool certain individuals, but they can't fool you. No, it's the thought process. I gotta go. Nice, you don't love respect. Always protect your energy. And I say that respectfully. Spellwork is real. Energy harvesting is real. Destiny swiping is real. Protect your energy and protect you and your family with no malicious intentions. And especially when you're one of those type of people that don't play with spellwork in a toxic way. You use your gifts for all the right reasons. Go you! Yeah, you! It's the thought process of me. Always be true to you with no malicious intentions. Because we are all not the same. No, respectfully. We're not. And it doesn't matter about your sexual orientation. And especially when you don't have malicious intentions. So be mindful and wise when getting discouraged by the enemy because of your sexual orientation. They sit there and say, hey, well, God ain't working in your favor. Who you worshiping? It can't be the same person I'm worshiping. Evidently not. Because God is loving. God is kind. God is respectful. God brings peace. God don't take people kindness for weakness to manipulate them and bring harm towards them when God is trying to elevate you. My content is not for everybody. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. It was days I couldn't recognize my smile. That storm was truly real outside. Only to realize, hold on one second, it was truly my reality when it came to pain. That storm is truly real. I wish it was over. Only for you to realize, hold on one second, God didn't give up on you. God showed you what pulling through looks like up close in person. Had you truly believe in your faith not to give up on yourself, God didn't make a mistake. God picked you up when you couldn't see. It was conversations you couldn't relate to. Hurting yourself with your own words. Getting discouraged, the lack of confidence was truly within you. But God didn't allow you to become your worst enemy another day. Because God allowed you to endure peace within. And you allowed yourself to heal to go within. They would never understand how you overcame that storm. That was supposed to shortchange you. But it brought the best out of you. I'm not aging you with love, respect. I truly appreciate times of the genuine ones, and I say this respectfully. Protect your energy, protect you and your family, stay warm, you matter, and you are worthy. Like I said, my content is not for everyone. It's the thought process me, and I hope you find peace with your own lane, neighbor. I'm not aging you with love, respect. I am the original owner of all my content, and I say that respectfully. Peace and respect, sir, respect your neighbor. Stop the violence, humanity, where you always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Never get lost in someone's words at the end of the day. When it comes to choosing yourself, allowing your dreams to come true, you can only be you, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I don't know who needs to hear this. And you say that you're a popular loner. Be mindful and wise when hurting your own self with your own words. And I say that respectfully. You keep dimming your own light, not understanding why your light not getting brighter. You keep going in circles when it comes to your old bad habits. You just want better. You don't know which direction to turn. You're just trying to heal within to better you, not to cause chaos and confusion when they overlooked you. They didn't know how to love you. Your upbringing caused so much chaos and confusion, misled by pain, trauma, mind games. But you are worthy to choose you, and I say that respectfully. So don't overlook you. I don't know who needs to hear this, and I say that respectfully. Confirmation. Don't give up on you. You lost people during your journey. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I just want you to know that you're not alone. You're not. And you're not crazy. And you're not slow. And you're far from weak. You are so brave. And you are strong. Regardless of what the weather may look like outside today, tomorrow, next year, you are worthy of choosing you. Even when they sit there and say, hold on 1 second, God is not choosing you. God is not showing up for you. Certain folks sit there and say that you're just talking out your head. But that's not the case. Continue to be patient with your process and be mindful and wise when hurting yourself with your own words. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process. It's not. And stop looking at others when it comes to their situation. Less focus on them and more focus on you. Because you are beautiful, you are handsome, you are worthy. How God created their path to be for your neighbor is that's what God did for them. But you gotta understand, hold on 1 second, God created a lane for you. God created a lane for you to truly elevate and prosper. So even if you feel like a relationship is not working out in your favor right now, the abandonment issues, the lack of love, the betrayal, when it comes to that guardian or that unhealthy relationship, all the right people is going to come into your life and show up for you. And be wise and mindful when you see a red flag for what it truly is, and I say that respectfully. You are worthy of choosing you. You're getting better with time. You are. Just be patient with you, because God is still being patient with you. And it's never a right or wrong way to pray. Just be respectful to you. As long as you respect you, you can't overlook you, because you allowing you to choose you and you allowing you to love you. And can't nobody take that away from you but you. You create your happiness. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. But don't give up on yourself. You are loved and you are worthy. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. You can't be nobody else but you. And I say that respectfully. I am Naya GM Love Respect. I am the original owner of all my content. And I say that respectfully. I'm gonna wrap this video up. It's been real. No, it's a dog problem. I need a nap. Yeah, I think I do. Have a good day. Have a good remaining evening. Have a safe remaining weekend to the genuine ones with no malicious intentions. You matter. Talk to you soon. Have a good day. I gotta go. I need a nap.